For hundreds of years, Christopher Columbus has been revered as the man who discovered the New World. Celebrated with national holidays, cities, and statues, he has become immortalized in history as a hero. However, with careful examination of both primary and secondary sources around Columbus, it becomes evident that the man we celebrate today was a horrendous figure who tortured and killed indigenous people, had awful and racist beliefs, and was the catalyst for arguably the biggest genocide in human history. Instead of being a hero, Columbus should be a representative of the horrific actions and beliefs of the Europeans that existed during their invasion of the New World. By looking at his letters to King Ferdinand and Queen Isabella, for example, one can see how racist and paternalistic his views of the natives were. Upon his first encounters with the natives of the New World, he writes that they are naturally timid and fearful, while also firmly stating that the natives could easily become loyal Christians and supporters of the Spanish crown. Columbus believed that the natives were innocent, corruptible people who could have easily have been exploited for labor and resources. He goes further with this belief in his personal ship log, which although lost to history, was later transcribed by Bartolomé de las Casas. In it, Columbus states that it appears to me that the people are ingenious and would be good servants, and I am of opinion that they would very readily become Christians. Columbus's belief that the natives of Latin America were subservient and inferior was incredibly detrimental to the natives, as it contributed to the European belief that an invasion and enslavement of native people would be justified. This racist and vindictive attitude towards the natives is best illustrated by the horrendous things that he did to them. Once, for example, he gave a Carib woman to a member of his crew so he could rape her. Another time, a member of his crew cut off the ears of natives in order to force others into submission, while Columbus beheaded others in a public square. Furthermore, at times he treated his Spanish crew members with the same vindictive attitude as he did the natives. He ordered at least a dozen Spaniards to be whipped in public, tied by the neck, and bound together by the feet for trading gold for food in order to avoid starvation. Columbus was an unusually cruel and malicious leader for his time, even when compared to Spanish conquistadors like Hernán Cortés, which is especially harmful because of how Columbus's role as the first European to interact with the natives set a dangerous precedent with how to interact with these indigenous people. As the facts of Columbus's actions have come to light, there has been very little scholarly debate on the merits of Columbus as a person. What has been debated, however, is the impact of Columbus's expedition. Some historians, like David E. Stannard, author of American Holocaust, The Conquest of the New World, believe that Christopher Columbus started the largest genocide in human history. Others, like David H. Thomas, author of Kennewick Man, Archaeology and the Battle for Native American Identity, argue that Columbus was merely the inevitable, that European countries were eventually going to discover and conquer Latin America, and Columbus has no importance in history besides being the first. Columbus's merciless treatment of indigenous people, however, is not debated, and it's illustrative of European treatment of natives at large. Like Columbus, European countries like Spain and Portugal looked at the New World as a place to exploit for riches, and they saw the natives as a tool to do so. They underwent similar practices as Columbus, raping, torturing, and killing natives in droves. Following his example, they massacred the natives, creating, along with epidemic diseases brought over from Europe, massive population declines. In Peru, for example, 94% of their population, between 8,500,000 to 13,500,000 people, were killed in just a couple years after Columbus's expedition. Columbus was the catalyst for this. He initiated the depiction of the natives and set the tone for how to treat them. As a result, it is imperative for society to reassess our beliefs surrounding Christopher Columbus. We need to end our holidays, bring down the statues, and change our education of the man. For in celebrating him, we are celebrating the genocide of millions of people that he started.